Okay, fine. Everyone kept Maven ready? Yes, yes, yes. To attract more students for a live session, okay, YouTube live streaming will be there. After that, the video will be made private. After that, the video will be made private. And you can watch videos at the end of the workshop. Otherwise, people are not showing interest to attend live session. So management has taken the decision. Okay, when session is going on, only live streaming will be given. Once session is over, video will not be enabled in the YouTube. Okay, that's a video will be shared after the completion of the workshop. Is that clear? Okay, boss. Hmm. So yesterday I was talking about build process. The process of keeping our project ready for execution, ready for delivery is called what? Building the project. In that one, lots of complicated and repetitive operations will be there. Complicated and what? Repetitive operations will be there. Instead of writing them manually, better to go for automation. Better to go for automation. So first option is batch file preparation. Batch file is good if you keep set of commands in a sequence, okay, to execute instead of executing all the commands every time by remembering their order and sequence. You just run the batch file, all the commands will execute. Indirectly it is automating the build process. But the problem with the batch file is no conditional statement, no question of getting jars from internet directly. Okay. No, we cannot create dependency among the tasks. Some issues are there. To overcome some of these problems, we got what? Ant tool. Ant tool is better than batch file, but still majority of problem that are there in batch file is are there. So that's why Ant also not done well. Okay, when Maven and Gradle was not there, fine, Ant might be used, but overall Ant is also bad. Another problem with batch file and Ant is they are procedural. They are procedural. They are not declarative. Everything you have to tell. They don't have self intelligence. They don't have self intelligence. They don't have self intelligence. Okay, you tell they will do each and everything, small thing to big thing you specify, then only they will do the work. So for that reason, both are outdated. So nowadays people are using Maven or Gradle. 60% of the market is using Maven. 40% of the market is using what? Gradle. Okay. So both are really doing well. Okay. So what are the benefits with Maven? Maven is not just there to automate complicated and repetitive process of build process. It will do so many activities that are related to project management. It will do many activities that are related to what? Project management. Yeah, Gradle came lately, Ra Babu. Okay. So, okay, this will do many things related to what? Project management, project management. That's why rather it is calling as what? Build tool. It's better to call it as what? Project management tool, because it not only automates, build process. Okay, it can do unit testing and it can generate unit test report. It can generate project documentation. It provides a concept called archetype, providing standard directory structures for creating various types of projects. It can maintain the jars and it can maintain them in repositories for further utilization. Okay, so it can inherit one project jars to another project jars. So a lot of benefits are there. That's why better to call it as what? Project management tool. So basically build tool, but on the top of it, it is also acting as what? Project management tool. What tool here? Project management tool. Fine. So after that, okay, most importantly, Maven is declarative. So you need not to tell everything. You tell one thing, it will try to do relevant thing automatically. Suppose I asked Maven, hey Maven, package the application into jar file. So checking the directory structure, adding the jar file, compiling the sources, okay, everything it will do internally, and at the end it will do packaging operation. So it is a self-intelligent. You need not to tell everything from scratch level. If you mention X, irrelevant n number of things, it will take care on its own. Okay. So lastly, we discussed one thing. Even go by convention. Convention means what? So you need not to write everything. You just give one instruction, relevant instructions will be done. Okay. Relevant instructions will be done. So it won't expect everything you will guide and it will do kind of thing. No such thing. It's not procedural, it's a declarative, it will go by what? Convention. So automation will be very much simplified. Moreover, not only build process activities are there, it is having project management activities. That's why it's more powerful than Ant tool. Okay. Next, we discussed about how to activate Maven in our system. Maven software comes in the form of zip file. Extract the zip file. Okay. So add bin directory, because the most important command in Maven is mvn. It is a batch file. So that to use that command anywhere in the computer, to use that command simply anywhere in the computer. Okay. So you have to add a bin directory of Maven software to path environment variable. Similarly, we need to place a JDK folder. What is that? Similarly, we need to place what? JDK installation folder to Java underscore home. So to tell that Maven should use so and so version of what? Java. Okay, for that purpose, yes, we have to create Java underscore home. You should not keep bin directory of Java installation. You just need to keep Java installation folder. That's it. Fine. So after that, we need to understand. Okay, we need to understand Maven repositories, boss. We need to understand Maven repositories. Mm. But first of all, we'll try to understand what is a repository. Repository is a small database. Is a small database or folder which can hold items. Which can hold items. It's a place where things will be there. It's a place where things will be there. Got it or not there? Can you show how to create paths? Jump into the drainage. Okay. Yesterday's video is there. Yesterday video is there. It will be activated. Go and see. We should go further, or we should dig the same hole again and again. What you did yesterday? What you did yesterday? Please. We have to go further. You have to go further. We are not here to do the same thing again and again. Yesterday I talked 3 times. One time I have typed on the paintbrush. One time I have opened and shown the PDF document. And third time, okay, third time I have shown practically. Please, if you don't have basic common sense, don't come. Don't come. I cannot suffer remaining 800 people for the sake of 1-2 people. I'm really talking this one. I'm really saying to this bomb. If you are a lazy fellow, your net problem or other problems are there, stop coming. Wait for offline classes, come and attend. After listening entire 1 hour concepts are, please repeat once again. What should I repeat? 1 hour concept again repeat. For one person's sake, I should keep 900 people in ideal state. Huh? Please show some common sense while attending classes. If you don't have common sense, don't choose me as a faculty. Go and attend other faculty classes. I don't have any problem. I'm not begging you to attend my classes. Please Please show some common sense. Completed engineering, completed post graduation. Try to reflect in your behavior. Yes. Repository is a small database software or folder which holds items, right? Okay. Maven repository can hold, Maven repositories Maven repositories can hold. Number one, jar files. Jar files, which are also called libraries, which are also called jar files, which are also called what? Libraries, which are also called dependencies, which are also called dependencies. Number two, plugins. Plugins. Sir, what do you mean by plugin? Maven will do some activities. No, Maven cannot do something on its own, but plugin can do. So a plugin is a additional patch software to extend the functionality of the existing software. Your TV is not a smart TV, so we cannot watch Amazon Prime. But if you attach Amazon Fire Stick, if you attach Amazon Fire Stick to your TV, okay, you can watch Amazon Fire Stick from your computer, from your non-smart TV or not there. So that Fire Stick device is acting as what? That Fire Stick device is acting as a plugin. Okay, similarly, even something it will do on its own, something not possible. For not possible things, some plugins are there. If you link those plugins to Maven, okay, we can bring those things which are not possible into the picture. So plugins are there. Okay, na plugins. Patch software to provide additional functionalities. Next one is what? C, projects. Projects. Old projects, sample projects will be there. Old or sample projects. Old or sample projects. Yeah, as a reference project, projects also will be clear. I'm talking about regular Java projects, other company, other technology project. Definitely projects will be there. Definitely projects will be there. So jars, nothing but dependencies, plugins, and old project. Maven repository can have these three things, boss. In in Maven, in Maven, everything is identified with three details here. Everything means jar, plugin, project is identified with three things. Yes, lot of new terminology, lot of new terminology, lot of new tags, bit heaviness will come because practical side we are moving. Fine. In Maven, everything, okay, jar plugin project is identified with the three details. If you mention those three details, then only Maven understand. Okay, Maven understand. Mr. Nitin Patil, can't you control until I launch whether it is a cloud-based or central? I don't. Wait, Naina, wait. Let me. There is an order to learn. If you cannot wait, okay, please get out and please get out and try to learn on your own. Please, there is an order of learning. If you exit also, it's waste. It's exit also, it's waste. Okay, na? It is not a QA session. Let me be very clear. It's not a QA session. I will take doubts. I will clarify them. But in the flow itself, And Nitin Patil, you are a regular student. How many times I said, whenever you get a doubt, wait, hold it for 10-15 minutes. You don't change because you don't have common sense. What's the use? In Maven, everything, okay? jar or plugin or project is identified with what details here? 3 details. Okay, boss. ये okay na? ये artifact ID. What is that? Artifact ID. In case of jar, jar file name. In case of jar, that is jar file name. In case of plugin, that is plugin name. In case of what? Project, that is project name. B, group ID. Group ID. See, in pom.xml, you have to mention here which jar you want. So you have to mention 3 details about that jar. Okay, what is that? First artifact ID, then group ID. Group ID is company name. Company name is group ID was. C, version. What is the version? In case of jar, jar version, jar or plugin or project version. Project version. See, in pom.xml, we mention all these configuration. You want to work with a certain jar file, that jar related artifact ID, group ID, okay, version you should mention. Fine. I want to work with I want to work with what? Certain plugin. That plugin related artifact ID, group ID, version you have to mention. No, I want to import one project into another project. So that project related artifact ID, group and version ID, version you have to mention. So these are the 3 details that should be there. Come on. So if you want to work with any of these 3 details, you have to mention 3 informations about the jar, about the plugin, about this one. So now let's come back to Maven repositories. Maven is having 3 repositories here. Number 1, central repository. Number 1 is central repository given by Maven, Apache people, Apache Maven people, Apache Maven people. Number 2, local repository. Okay. In every machine, in every machine, in every machine where Maven is installed, where Maven is configured. Maven is configured. Next, remote repositories. Remote repositories. Okay. Remote repositories. Central repository, local repository, and what? Okay. So 3 types of repositories, boss. These are repositories in Maven. Okay, na? Repositories. And these repositories will contain what here? These repositories will contain what? Jars, for projects, and plugins. Are you getting my point there? Remote repositories given by third party. Okay. Given by third party. Not only jars, plugins and projects also will be there. Please remember, sample and old projects also will be there. Okay, third party repositories given by third party companies. Given by third party companies. Okay, boss. So let me open my document in order to explain this one in a better manner. So this document will be shared at the end, don't worry. Yeah, someone asked. So path environment variable pointing to Maven bin directory. Next, Java underscore home environment variable. Somehow chance has come, see this. Java underscore home environment variable pointing to what? JDK installation folder, not the bin directory. It is what? JDK installation folder. That's it. Fine. Okay, boss. Now listen. Maven repositories, local, central, this one. Fine, boss. Local repository is specific to each machine. In every machine, Maven configured that will be there. contains jar, plugins, current project related packages and etc. Default location is C colon users fixed folder, username. Suppose if I log into my computer with XYZ, that XYZ folder, ABC folder. Okay, if I log in with what? Raja folder. In that one .m2 folder, what folder here? .m2 folder. .m2 folder represents Maven local repository. Not just M2, .m2. Will be created automatically for any Maven command apart from MVN version. Apart from what? MVN version, it will be created. Actually, in my system, I am using Maven through Eclipse for other batches. So that's why it is already there. But don't think that it is created because of yesterday's Maven version. No, no, no. For except that command, for any other command, definitely plugins are required, jars are required. To download those plugins and to maintain them, definitely local repository will be created. Okay, fine. Let's see. C colon slash users. Admin is my currently logged in username. M2 folder is there or not there? Is there. I'm okay. In that one repository folder, and here all downloaded jars, plugins, and what projects will be there, or some different packagings will be there. But I'm intentionally deleting it. Sir, you are deleting, no problem. No problem, we can delete it. It will be created whenever we start working with the Maven commands. Whenever we start working with what Maven commands, it will have a lot of size here because it will maintain so many things. Fine, boss. It will be there in every computer where Maven is used here. Every computer it will be there. Fine. So I don't like this M2 folder coming in this location. I don't like M2 folder coming in this location, local repository coming in this location. No problem. You can change the location by going to what? Settings.xml file in the Maven installation. In the Maven installation, if you don't like to change, fine. If you want to change, you have to go to settings.xml. There is a local repository. It is actually there as a commented content. Remove the comment and try to mention your own location. Try to mention your own location. Let me show. I don't change here. No one will change. Only for knowledge sake, I am showing. So here we are having Maven software. Yes. Nice. Okay. Here we are having what folder? Conf folder. There we are having what? Settings.xml. What .xml? Settings.xml. In the settings.xml, just look for the tag. Yes, it is actually there in a commented mode here, uncomment, and you mention the new location. So now onwards, local repository will be running there. But better not to change. Everyone is comfortable with what? M2 folder. Everyone is comfortable with what? M2 folder. I will tell how these jars will be utilized. Don't worry. How these repositories will be utilized. Don't worry. Next, we are having what? Central repository. What repository? Central repository given by Maven community in the internet. It is not cloud based, it's a net based. Okay, na? It is what? Internet based. It's a central repository available in the internet. It is not cloud based. It is not at all cloud based. Fine. So it's a big repository are given by Maven people. 90% of the jars that are required for Java projects. Okay, 90% of the plugins. Okay, 90% of the old projects, sample projects which are required for working with a Spring Boot kind of environment, so are available in this central repository, the biggest repository here. Okay, and the main repository is also there, and this repository is there in http colon slash slash repo dot maven dot apache dot okay org dot maven 2. This is the location of what? Central repository. And all fee jar file plugins and open source technologies related plugins jars will be there in what? Central repository. Some commercial also will be there, but most of the free jars, anyhow, Java maximum things are free here. In Java maximum things are free. That's why all free things will be there in this particular central repository. Okay, next we have a remote repository. Not one, multiple remote repositories will be there. Third-party companies given repositories are called remote repositories. They are company-specific repositories. Generally, the people who want to maintain commercial jar, commercial plugins, they will go for what? They will create their own remote repository. They will create their own remote repository. Okay, vendor specific, third party company. So UHG company is having their own repository. JBoss is having their own repository. Generally, commercial jar, commercial plugins will be there in this one. Listen here, by default, Maven be ready to work with central and local repository. That's why in pom.xml, you need not to mention anything related to what? Local and central repository. So, but you have to mention what? Remote repository tag in order to work with remote repository. That means remote repositories are multiple. Which remote repository you want to work, that remote repository related information you have to mention. Okay, suppose I'm working with some JBoss related commercial jar. You have to mention details about that JBoss resist. I'm working with OJDBC 6.jar. Somehow it is not there in central repository and what? Local repository. It is there in one other commercial, as a commercial jar file, it is there in one or other what? Remote repository. Then you have to mention that remote repository details by using repository tag. By using repository tag. So tell me, in the market, we have only one remote repositories or lot of remote repositories? Lot of. Sir, if I want to work with the 2-3 remote repositories at a time in the Maven, what should I do? 2-3 times I should add repository tags. 2-3 times I should add what? Repository tags. Everyone convinced or not there? Now tell me, how many central repositories are there in Maven? How many central repositories are there in the Maven? One. How many local repositories are there? In every system, one. In every system, one. Per system, one. Overall multiple, but in every system, one. How many remote repositories are there? Multiple are there. Do I need to write any information in order to work with local and central repository? No. No, but if you want to work with any remote repository, you have to write information in what? You definitely need to write information in what? Pom.xml. What .xml? Pom.xml. So let us see how these repository stories will work. Let us see how these repository stories will work. This is my Maven project. This is my Maven project. This is my Maven project, which is attached with pom.xml. Which is attached with pom.xml. Project object model is called what? Pom.xml. Why it is named like that? Array, Ant is a build tool. Their XML name is build.xml. Maven is a project management tool. That's why they have given name called what? Pom.xml project object model. Okay, fine. Is attached with pom.xml. In any Maven project that you create, automatically one pom.xml will come. Anyhow, we don't create Maven projects manually. We create Maven projects using archetypes. I said not yesterday, two archetypes are there. One standard, one web app. Standard for standalone application. Quick start. Quick start and web app. Quick start for standalone application. Web app for web application. Web app for web application. Web app for what? Web application. Super. Here is Maven project attached with this. Tell me, in the client computer itself, where in the client computer itself, Maven local repository will be there. What repository or local repository will be there? Think big, think big. Maven local repository will be there. Getting my point there or not there? Yes. Okay, here is central repository. Maven central repository. Internet based here. Internet based. It's not cloud-based, internet-based. Maven Central Repository. Maven Central Repository. Fine. So we'll be having lot of remote repositories. We'll be having multiple remote repositories. Remote repository one. Remote repository one. Yes, company specific repository, vendor specific repository. Remote repository 2. Remote repository 3. There will be multiple remote repositories. Let us assume Maven project is looking from some jar. So that jar related information you have to write in the pom.xml. In the pom.xml. So how you write? Dependencies. For each jar, you should write one dependency tag. Dependency. Under this, artifact ID. Artifact ID. Okay, I think group ID first you have to write. First group ID. Sir, it looking very horrible. You need not to write. In future, I will show how to copy paste this information. You will get this dependency tag, plugin tags. We can copy paste, no problem. Okay, right. So group ID, company name, one or other company name. Okay, right. Group ID. Next, artifact ID. Artifact ID. Artifact ID. And lastly, version. Version. You want to get anything from any repository, you have to mention version. Okay, version. So right now I am writing all the three information under dependency tag. Since you are writing under dependency tag, I can say confidently these are for getting jars. If you write under plugin tag, okay, to get the plugin. If you write under parent tag, to get some other project, to get other project information. So, based on the place where you write the details, Maven will understand, oh, this fellow is looking for this jar, looking for this plugin, looking for this project. Okay, fine. Dependencies. Yeah, what actually happens? Taking these three details, it will search for jar. It will search for jar. First here. It will search for jar. It will search for jar. Okay. In the local repository. Anyhow, not there. Anyhow, not there. Then it will search in what? Central repository. It will search in what? Central repository. Let us assume there. Let us assume there. Then it will keep in what? Local repository. It will keep that jar in local repository. Why it will keep in that jar in local repository? For next utilization. For next utilization. Suppose one more project of computer is using same jar. Okay, that time it can happily collect from local repository or not there. Yes, it keeps in local repository and gives, okay, gives to the project. This is one case. This is one case. Another case. Another case. I mentioned jar 1. I mentioned jar 1. It is searching in the local repository. Yes, available. It's searching in the local repository, available. It will give to the project. That is another case. That is what? Another case. Are you getting my point? Next, that is one more case. Next, one more case I will talk. It is searching for the, it is a dependency tag. It's searching in the local repository, not there. Not there. It will also verifying in central repository. Also verifying in what? Central repository. Also verifying in central repository, not there. Then it will search, is there any remote repository that is configured in pom.xml? Is there any remote repository that is configured in pom.xml? Let us assume configured. Let us assume configured. Remote some information. Not remote here. Repository. Array, in every repository, jars only, ra babu. Why data sources will be there? Is it J&A registry? Mr. Lucky, I clearly said in all repository, three things will be there. Number one, jars. Number two, plugins. Number three, old projects. And why are you changing from that? After listening entire Ramayana again came back, sir. Remote repository contain data sources, sir. Remote repository is not a J&A registry, ra babu. Please listen with your brain, not with legs and hands. I already clearly said Maven repository contain three things: jars, plugins, old or sample projects. Did I say that one or not? Now all of a sudden how remote repository contain data source? What's the use of listening class? Repository. What is this? Repository tag. Then repository tag. I'm just writing what is what here. Don't worry. Complete syntax will get. Fine, boss. Where is this? Number one, verified in local repository. Not there. Verified in what? Remote repository. Sorry, central repository. Central repository. Are you understanding my point there? Okay. Repository means a small database or folder where jars, plugins will be there. Please listen. Don't make me to repeat the things again and again. We should go further. 3 times I talked what is repository. Now someone is asking me what is repository, sir. Where were you, man? Where were you? Shame on you. Okay, fine. It may be a folder, it may be a small database, but it is a place where something will be maintained. Maybe local repository is acting like a folder. Central repository is acting as an internet database, net-enabled database. Some place it may be cloud-based. Okay, boss. Tell me. It will verify in what? Central repository. It will verify what? Central repository. Are you getting my point there or not there? Please come back, everyone. Please come back. Don't disturb the flow. Verify. Central repository also not there. Okay, then it will search. Is there any remote repository configured? Yes, configured. So then goes to that remote repository. Goes to that remote repository. 4. Goes to that remote repository. Yes, found. Let me be, it won't keep in central repository, but it will keep in what? Local repository. 5. And gives to the project. 6. Gives to the project. Once again, see this number, Roman letter 1, dependency tag. Verified in local repository, not there. Verified in central repository, not there. Then it verify, is there any remote repository configured? Yes, configured. Goes to that remote repository. Come on. Found available, found available. Okay, brings that jar, keeps in local repository for further utilization. Yes or no, na? Right. And Maven project, it will give to Maven project. See, boss, see, boss. All Maven repositories are public repositories. Public repositories. Anyone can use. Anyone can use. But you have to write appropriate information in the pom.xml. Okay, right. So now let's take one more case. Let's take one more case. Last case. Okay, I'm not taking any number. Dependency tag is mentioned. Verified in local repository, not found. Verified in central repository, not found. 1, 2 remote repositories are written, verified in those remote repository also not found. Then error will be generated. Okay, it won't ignore, boss. Definitely one red mark will come. Definitely what will come? One red mark will come displaying the error. Definitely one red mark will come displaying the error. Everyone understood my point there? Everyone understood my point there? Come on. Yes. Sir, why it is storing in the local repository every time, sir? Why it is storing in the local repository every time? Simple, for reusability. Suppose if net connection gone, because to work with central and to work with what central and remote repository, net connection is required. So if jars are there in the local repository, after a few days, if net connection gone, okay, if jars are already luckily there in what local repository, if jars are luckily already there in what local repository, though net connection is not there, it can collect the jars from local repository and given to what project, can be given to project. Come on. And same story continues while getting the projects, while getting the plugins also. The same story will continue while getting the projects, while getting the plugins also. Is that clear from my side? So yes, without net connection, we can collect it. Yes. Everyone got it? See, old and sample projects only will be there in the repositories. Central and what? Remote repositories. Our current projects will not be there in the remote repository until you want to place it. Until you want to place it, our current project will not be placed in the remote repository. Let me be very clear. Okay, old and sample projects which they are interested in, by intentionally they placed in the repository, they only will be there. Don't think that every Maven project what we create will be there in what central and remote repository. No, no, no. Current projects will go to Maven repository if you ask to go. Okay. Otherwise, old projects which are by interest they kept from the beginning, they only will be there in the repositories. Are you understanding my point there? How long the dependencies will be there in local repository? No long. As long as you are not deleting M2 folder, as long as, okay, as long as we are not deleting M2 folder, it will be there. Yes. Fine, yeah. Projects are different, jars are different, plugins are different. Waste fellows. Jars are called dependencies. Old projects means sample projects are old projects. Plugin means to provide extra functionalities. So if you are confused right now, don't think about the projects. Think about jars and plugins. Then tension will not be there. If time comes, I will introduce what this. Sir, how local repository will update with new jars revision? If you use them, if they are not there in local repository, they will go to central repository, gets the new jars and will keep them along with the old jar. It won't replace. It won't replace. Suppose jar file version 01, 0.1, version 0.2. So both will come from central repository, local repository will be maintained as two different copies. No version updation will be there. No version updation will be there. Good question. OJDBC 6.jar, OJDBC 7.jar, 8 jar. You are using 3 jar files in 3 different Maven projects. Okay, old version jars, old version plugins will not be deleted. In the local repository, old version jar, old version plugins will be there. Along with new version jars, new version plugins will be added. Who knows? On some other project may show interest of reusing old jars and old plugins. Na, that means same jar with multiple versions possible, same plugin with multiple versions possible, where in the local repository. Here, jar updations will not be there. Jar downloading will be there. You are in different projects of Maven, you are using different versions of same jar. Okay, different versions of same jar will be downloaded to local repository from either remote repositories or what, central repository. They will not try to override existing versions. Why, sir? Who knows? Old versions may be required. Sorry, if you mention same version twice, you will be the loser. Who asked you to mention same version twice in pom.xml? That is your karma. Okay. Shall we get into the next discussion now? Our next discussion is our next discussion is okay, creating one sample standalone projects, creating sample standalone project in CLI mode. Yesterday I cleared one thing. I am going to teach Maven in two modes. One is CLI using command line interface. Number two is using number two is using IDE. Especially I am going to take the support of Eclipse IDE. Especially I am going to take the support of what? Eclipse IDE. Fine. So creating mm, Maven standalone project. Standard project at CLI in interactive mode. What mode here? Interactive mode. Interactive mode. Sir, if you talk, ask a number of times also, I am saying, sir. You cannot. That's what I'm saying. When I introduce tags, you please think about now. Why are, please don't show your talent, Mr. Ricky Ram. We'll come to JAR's discussion now. Wait. Go and show your talent in front of interviewer. What's the use of showing here? We'll come to JAR's discussion now. Wait. Okay. Fine. If you write multiple version tag under dependency tag, error will come because one dependency tag should have only one version. Okay. If you ask for multiple version, you will get error because it will be in the confusion which version jar it has to download. His question is this: under dependency tag, can I place multiple version tag? No. If you place, it will be error. Fine. Creating Maven standalone project at a CLI using interactive mode. Okay. So tell me, what is the archetype I should use for this year? The archetype that I should use is Apache hyphen. What is this? Maven hyphen. Apache hyphen Maven hyphen quick start. I think reverse. Okay. Maven hyphen Apache hyphen quick start. Yeah. What is archetypes, sir? Project template kit. Project template kit. So two popular archetypes are there. One is quick start for standalone project. One is web app for web application. Right now, I want to create standalone. That's why we have to do it. Okay. Okay, I'm taking one folder here. What is the folder? I'm taking one folder. Folder name is /Maven applications. Under this, I will take one folder called example one. In this example one, I will say MVN is the command. Okay. MVN is the command here. So there is no need of mugging up. Okay, you can happily get it. MVN colon command. There is a command called archetype colon generate. What is this? Archetype colon generate. Archetype colon generate. Fine, let's see. Archetype colon generate. This is the command I should use here. This is the command I should use. I think let's see this. Let's see this. Okay, just to remember quick start here. Don't remember prefix and all this stuff. Maven hyphen archetype hyphen quick start. Sir, what do you mean by interactive mode? You need not to give like a group ID or artifact ID together by remembering syntax. It will ask a question and you have to supply each one so that you need not to remember much things while creating project. There's one more way here. Beside even only giving group ID, artifact ID by remembering big syntaxes. In this mode, what is the advantage? It will ask one question each time you supply that information. So internally, it forms big syntax and creates the project. It forms big syntax and creates a project. That's the advantage of what? Interactive mode. What mode here? Interactive mode. First project looks a bit heavy. Okay, bit heavy. Okay, so if you can keep your concentration, okay, it will be easy. If you don't keep your concentration, it will be more heavy. Okay, so that's why I want everyone to be alert. I want everyone to be alert for 100%. I want everyone to be alert for what? 100%. Right now we are learning CLI mode Maven. CLI mode Maven, that too in interact mode, for that too for creating standalone project. So I'll go to what? My folders, E drive. Here I'm creating one folder called Maven apps. Here I'm creating one folder called Maven apps. Next, here I'm creating one folder called example one. Here I'm creating one folder called example one. Yes, CMD. Maven apps CMD. Okay, right. Uh, so here I will go for that command here. What is that? MVN. Anyhow, yesterday we added path here. That's why we can use MVN command anywhere. Now tell me, archetype underscore generate. Archetype colon generate. Archetype colon generate. Yeah, good internet connection is required, boss. That to be deleted local repository, na, it takes time. It takes time because it has to download the jar. For that one, it takes time. Fine. Okay, now M2 will be created automatically. Check it out. Now M2 will be created automatically. Users, admin, M2. M2 repository now created automatically. Why? Because it is downloading jars, it is downloading plugins which are required to create this project. And all those things will be kept in what? Local repository, so that next time onwards when you try to create the project in this model, it won't download plugins jars from what? Central repository. It will try to collect from local repository itself. And that time it won't take this much time also, because it will collect from local repository. No downloading time will be wasted. Sir, Maven looks heavy. Okay. First time, when you are using for the first time, it definitely looks heavy. Why? Because it has to bring so many plugins, jars to do the operation. So for that purpose, definitely it looks bit heavy. But when things are already there in local repository and because of other benefits that are there, it looks very easy. See, project, whatever project we create, whatever project you want to get the repository to, okay, our project, they also will have group ID, artifact ID version. Jar will have group ID, artifact ID version. Plugin will have group ID, artifact ID version, right? When we create our project also, that also it also will have what? Group ID, artifact ID and version. If connection gone in the middle, good question has asked. Okay. What is the minimum size and maximum size? That depends upon what you are downloading, worst fellow. Local repository, there is no minimum size or maximum size. If you are using more plugins, more jars, more size. Less plugins, less jar, less size. Wow, what a great thought process. I, in the middle of the downloading, net connection gone, what happens? Okay, what happens here? So awfully downloaded jars, awfully downloaded plugins will be there. So which are completely downloaded, no tension. Which are awfully downloaded, they will be disturbed, no doubt. They will be disturbed, no doubt. So at that time, my simple suggestion is delete entire M2 folder, so that everything happens freshly. Because we don't know which jars are completely downloaded, which are off downloaded, which are incomplete. That's why my simple suggestion to you people is, in that situation, better to delete complete local repository M2 folder as I have shown today. It will taking time. First time na, it will take time. Take time. I'm wantedly doing it. Yeah, definitely. If you use Maven, your lot of burdens will be reduced. No doubt in that. Wantedly, I'm showing by deleting M2 here. In real time, like very less time CLI will be used. Most of the time they use with Maven. But if you want to know complete Maven life cycle, you have to learn through CLI. Then only you will get a chance. Sir, I'm a Windows user. Developers will get Windows machine. Mostly it's executing batch file. Na? Definitely same procedure will be there in Linux also. It won't import all the jars of central repository, local repository, all the plugins of central repository to local repository. No, it will import only required. If it import only required. Ah, one madam asking question, what is the difference between Maven and Git? Git is for code management. Maven is for project management. Git is for sharing the project content across the team members. Maven is to develop the project. Please. I didn't understand your question, Biswal. Which we specific in pom.xml. What's the meaning of that? There is better not to compare Maven and Git. Compare Git and SVN. Okay. Yeah, dev people also will be benefited, but I am going to present from developer perspective, not administrative perspective. Maven repositories are maintaining plugins and are required for project. Git repositories will hold project source code itself. So both are two different things. Both are two different things. Yes, boss. First, let me complete this one, Ra Babu. Later, we will see how to take class for resume preparation. Arey, it's taking more than expected time. More than expected time. Only first time this headache. After that, the headache will not be there. Proper net connection is always recommended. No, it's not in GB. Okay, maybe net is bit slow. Maybe that is that. Fine. Yeah, generating project in interactive mode. Now actual started. The actual process started. Okay, na? Right. The actual process started. Sir, wait, sir. I'll talk everything. Okay. Everything will be introduced one by one. Yes. Let's see. Choose a number to apply the filter. Group ID, artifact ID, case sensitive. Okay, now listen, boss. Sir, interview they will ask the question. In survival of the job, they are required. Every time tools are important. Okay, I'm not here to give the answer what you expect. I will give the answer what is fact. Okay, what do you think? I will say tools are not important. Tools question will not be asked. Huh? Come on, boy dear. Okay, fine. Someone asked, Ares, repository is a synonym for database word, ra, naina. Big database means real table columns will be there, but any storage is also called a database. So repository is a synonym word for what? Database. Fine. If you are showing gap as experience, tools knowledge is required. If you don't mention rule tools in the resume, they will doubt your experience. Listen carefully. Now I have to choose. Now I have to choose. Okay. Archetype number. Total 2685. Total 2685 archetypes are there in Maven. Come on. 2685 archetype. I mentioned only two things. One is web app, one is what? Quick start. But Maven is offering 2685. Okay. But now we have to give which number here? Quick start related number. What number? Quick start related number. Are you getting my point there? So if you don't give any number, default is what? 1589. Generally 1589 is for quick start only, our quick start only. Let me confirm that. Let me confirm that one for you people. Let me confirm that for you people. Okay, like this, if you go, it will take a lot of time. Hmm. What is this? 15. You cannot change pom.xml. You have to use fixed name. 1589. 1589. See this? What is 1589? Maven hyphen archetype hyphen quick start and default also that one. Okay, now someone is asking what is POM. POM means project object model. Where were you sleeping, man? If you repeat this kind of irritating questions, which is discussed again and again, I will block you. I don't have any problem. Pom.xml file name is fixed. Okay. You cannot change. If you change, you have to modify somewhere in Maven settings. But no one will think about this. Happily, people will use what? The default file name pom.xml. Got it? Yes. Project object model is called pom.xml. So come to down, come down. Yes. Let's see. 1589, if you don't mention anything, same number will continue. I just pressed enter key saying that continue the default number. Array, in that archetype project template also some versions are there. Okay, let's choose latest only. If you don't choose any number, latest number, latest number. Yes. It is asking group ID. It is asking group ID, NIT. It is called interactive mode. Otherwise, from in the command prompt, you have to write 2 lines of syntax, providing group ID, artifact ID, version, package, n number of things. Got it or not there? It is called interactive mode. Interactive mode. Fine. Artifact ID. My first project is MathPros. Any name you can take, boss. My first project is MathPros. Version I am taking 1.0. See, project is also having these 3 details are not there. Fine. Okay, what is the default package name? I want to get default package name as, okay, com.nt. I want to get one default package as com.nt. Okay, source. Okay, com.nt.source. Okay, one default package. Is this information okay for you? Yes, my information is okay. Then why? Build success. One project is created. Check it out. One project is created. MathPros one created. In that one, what? Pom.xml come with the default content, with the default plugins, default dependencies. SRC, okay, main Java folder to maintain the source code. To maintain the source code. Similarly, SRC test Java has come to maintain the unit testing code. To maintain the unit testing code. So basic directory structure is like this, boss. Maven's standalone directory structure is Maven's standalone directory structure is what is that? Math pros 1. Here we'll be having src/main/java. In this, you'll be having com/nt/source. Okay, this one will come, boss. This one will come. And next, src/test/java. Test/java. Come on. Here, com.nt.source. Here for unit testing. Here, programmer testing on his own piece of code is called unit testing. Here, unit testing code will be there. Next, here we'll be having pom.xml. Here we'll be having what.xml? Pom.xml. See, boss, this is the package that we have taken, boss. This is the package, default package. So in this default package, we will try to keep the source code. My source code is arithmetic.java. arithmetic.java. Right now, I don't want to write unit testing code here. Right now, I don't want to write unit testing code, arithmetic.java. Hmm. So this is the standard directory structure. src slash main slash java to keep the source code. src slash test slash java to place unit testing code. What code here? Unit testing code. For source code. This is for source code. This is for unit testing. We will add unit testing code later. This is unit testing code. Fine, boss. Right. Sir, what will be there in pom.xml, sir? What will be there in pom.xml? Math pros 1. See this? By default, open with notepad. Or if any edit plus is there, you can open with this. Listen. This is a XML related header information. Don't worry. See, this project related group ID, artifact ID, version. This project related, whatever we have given, that is coming. Next, this is project related name of the project. Next, this is properties of the project. What is the Java source code? Or I want to deal with the Java 1.8, you can change it to 1.8. And source code is going to allow which character? UTF-8 character. That means it allow multiple language characters. Yes or no? Right. Dependencies tag is there to place multiple dependencies. By default, every pom.xml comes with JUnit related dependency tag. Okay, na? Right. Fine. These are default values here. These are default automatically generated one. By default, how JUnit jar is coming as a default jar. Similarly, these properties also coming as default properties. Come on here. Similarly, in recent version, some plugins also coming automatically. Don't worry. Some plugins also coming automatically. Don't worry. Everyone got it? Everyone got it. Come on. Understanding my statement there or not there? So this is the default. Are so heavy, are so heavy. Don't worry. Don't worry. We write entries in pom.xml, but most of the time copy paste. So since we are not going to write big tags, you never feel though heavy. You never feel heavy though it's looking very heavy. Comfortable with me or not there? Understanding my statement here or not? Okay, fine. So now let me add the source code. Let me add the source code by going here. Let me add the source code. Yeah, source default one source code app.java comes. I don't want that. Let me delete it because I don't want to have default unit testing code also comes. Okay, we will discuss that one later. Go to main Java com.nt.source. Right now it is empty. Let me add one small class doing arithmetic operations. Let me add one small class doing arithmetic operation. I think in my system edit plus is not there. Today I will install. Don't worry. Today I'll install. Don't worry. What is this? AIR arithmetic.java. What dot Java here? Arithmetic.java. Fine. Arithmetic.java. So by default, it is there in package, right? Okay, package com.nt.source. Because when you after during compilation also it should come in a package now, boss. During compilation also it should come in a package. That's why com.nt.source. After that, public class. What is this? Arithmetic. What is this? Arithmetic. Here I will take one method. Which method? Public int add. Simple thing only. Right now I don't take big code. Return a plus b. Return a plus b. Next, public static. Public static void main. String args. Public static void main. What args? String args. Public static void main string args. Okay. Let's create object for this arithmetic class. Arithmetic ar is equal to arithmetic of. Arithmetic ar is equal to same. Arithmetic ar is equal to arithmetic. Next, system dot out dot println. Sorry, system dot out dot println. Come on, sum is ar dot add of 10 comma 20. Ar dot add of 10 comma 20. Okay, boss. Arithmetic. Fine. Arithmetic. Okay. End of main method. End of main method. End of class. You just save. You just save. You just save. Where is that? E drive. E drive. Maven apps. Example one math pros main slash java com slash nt slash source. Here, what is the name? AIR arithmetic. AIR dot arithmetic dot java. So default extension dot txt I want to suppress. That's why you take like this. Arithmetic dot java. Fine, boss. Arithmetic dot java. Now you open this. Open with notepad. Open with notepad. ARTH matic, arithmetic, right only na? Spell is right or not? Arithmetic, arithmetic, fine, right. There's no mistake. Okay, fine. Yes, we are ready with source code. We are ready with the source code. Okay, boss. Now get into project folder. Don't do from example one. Do it. Get into project folder. Math pros one. Go into project folder. Now listen here. Maven is having life cycle. As I said, if you give one instruction, it will not just that two instruction. It will, it will not do that instruction. It will do all relevant information, relevant activities. See, boss, there is a phase R command called mvn. mvn. What is that? Package. Okay, standalone application package means it will pack into jar file. Standalone application package means it will pack into jar file. Are you getting my point there? So, see what, checking the directory structure, taking the .java files, okay, compilation. Right now, I didn't ask to add any jar. That's why no jars will be added. Compilation and keeping compiled code into jar file. Everything will be taken care by this command. Actually, package means just packing the code into jar file. But before packing, other activities will be there to do that. So it will complete those activities. In that process, verification of directory structure, compilation also takes place. If any jar files are required to add to class path, that also will take place. But right now it's a simple application. That's why we didn't ask to add any jar files to class path. We didn't ask to add any jar file to class path. Everyone got the clarity there or not there? I'll show. Maven package. So to Maven package. Maven package. It will verify directory structure. It will collect the sources. It will compile. It automatically prepares the jar file. It automatically prepares the jar file. You are least bothered about preparing jar file. See, you are writing one command and many things are happening internally automatically. First time na it will download. First time na it will download. Don't worry. When I share the document, you will get clarity. See, interactive mode. All these things are given. Yes. Code is also given. Completely nice document. Maven compile only compilation takes place. Maven package, you will get a jar. Directly I am saying Maven package. Directly I am saying Maven package. It will directly give it. So on the last day of workshop, I am going to share this document. Maven package. Yes, come back to this. Build success. Build success. See, in the target folder, math pros 1 hyphen 1.0.jar with project name with given version. Are while creating project, we have taken version 1.0 na, having that one jar is generated. Having that one jar is generated. Check it out. Target math pros 1 hyphen 1.0. See, it only compiling sources arithmetic dot class. Sources arithmetic dot class. Now listen, I will say one bug that is there in the Maven. Why that bug is there, why they will not solve the bug also I will talk. There is no command in Maven to execute the application. There is no command in Maven to execute the application. There is a command for compilation. There is a command for packing. There is a command to deploy the jar in a number of places, but there is no command to execute the application. Why, sir? In real time, separate executions will not be there here. They will test the code through unit testing. They will test the code through unit testing. Come on, come on. So that's why separate executions are not required. No code will be manually executed to test. They will write unit testing test cases to forward testing the code for verifying the code whether it is working properly or not. So that's the reason Maven intentionally not given any phase, any command for execution. So that's why right now I should do manual execution only. Right now, definitely I should do what? Manual execution only. So after developing arithmetic.java, what should I do? Okay, /mathpros1 /mathpros1 mvn package. MVN package. Okay, what it will give? Gives jar file. Listen, you look at the directory structure. Math pros 1. All of sudden, so see, one target folder is created. In the target folder, this one has come. See, in Maven, everything is by convention, sir. It says I am expecting source code in one folder. I will give dot class file in one folder. Jar is one folder. Come on. So that means you have to keep sources in a fixed location. But those folders also will be generated as part of project creation. You need not to create separately. Okay, you can customize, but generally not recommended to customize the locations. You can customize, but not recommended to customize the location. That means in Maven, it expect a source code from src/main/java. It will give dot class file target/classes folder jar file in target. That means from where it wants to collect the input is fixed, where it want to generate output is fixed. Someone asking question, no sir, I want to change those location. I'm not saying not possible, possible. That's very complex, but better not to touch. Generally people will be comfortable working from the default location. Default, because we are coming to Maven to enjoy the Maven benefits, and Maven benefits will come if you follow Maven conventions. So Maven convention is what? Keeping the source where it is expecting, so that we can get the output where it is giving. So that's the reason, like ant and batch file, there is no need of telling you go and verify source in the so place. It only go automatically takes the code compilation, everything it will happen. So now, yeah, it's impossible to add Maven in the middle of the project. Let me be very clear. Okay, it's very impossible to add Maven support in the middle of the project. Okay, from the beginning, Maven should be there. Someone asked a good question. Can I add Maven support from the middle of the project? Sorry, forget about that. Okay, sorry, forget about that. Now I need to think about executing this jar manually. So entire application is there in the jar file. Entire application is there in the jar file. So without adding jar file to the class path, we cannot run the application. So temporarily, if you want to add jar file to the class path, you have to use -cp option. What option here? -cp option. Let's see what I am doing for execution. Java -cp target slash mathpros1 -1.0 dot jar. This allows me to keep the jar file to the class path. This allows me to keep the jar file to the class path. Com dot nt dot, what is the class name here? EAR arithmetic. This is the class where main method is there. This command makes me to keep the jar in the class path. This command makes me to keep the jar in the class path. Are you getting my point there? So, and okay, then we are executing application, regular Java class name only, but this class is there in the jar file. When class is there in the jar file, without adding jar file to class path, we cannot execute. But I don't want to add this jar file to class path permanently. If it is permanently, this is, in our case it is source. Sorry, in our case it is source. In our case it is source. SOURCE. Ah, I don't want to add jar file permanently in the class path. If it is permanent, I would have gone to my computer properties. I want to add temporarily. If you want to add temporarily, we have a -cp option. CP means class path. Enter key. See, sir, you can automate this execution also. Na? When I run that command, execution also should happen. I already said there is no command in Maven for execution. Why they have not given? In real time, no one will test through execution. Everyone will test through unit testing cases. Unit testing. Okay, in Maven, we have a command for performing unit testing. But in Maven, we don't have command for execution because in real time, no one will test the code through execution. Everyone will test the code through unit testing. So in Maven, we have a command to go for testing. I think everyone convinced or not? So when you are automating these many things here, directory structure source is automated, verification automated, compilation automated, even getting jar from internet also automated. Why they have not automated what? Execution, sir. Execution, why are you doing manually, sir? I keep on telling this point. What is that? By default, they have not given. Why? Because in real time, executions will not happen directly manually through command prompt. They will happen through unit test execution. That's why in Maven, commands are there for unit testing, but not for execution. Yes, output 30 has come or not there? Output 30 has come here or not there? What do you say? Came or not came? Okay. Sir, what is the advantage of Maven? I will tell. Suppose I am modifying the source code. Right now, I am modifying the source code to 30. Okay, 25. And save. Listen, if it is manual process, what will be there? Manual. Modification 1. Remembering and compiling once. Come on. Modification once. Deleting old .class files once. If you want to do super perfect. Next, deleting old .class file once, recompilation 3, re-execution 4. But in the recompilation, we should remember and use java c-d because package is there. In the re-execution, come on, we should remember and use java package name and class name. And right now I'm preparing jar file also, preparing jar file. Total how many steps are there? 5 are there. If I'm doing manual modification, number 1 modification, Number 2, deleting dot class file. Number 3, recompilation by remembering package and syntax. Number 4, jar file preparation. Number 5, execution. Come on. Total 5 are there. Total 5 are there. Are you getting my point there? Okay. If it is Maven, I regenerate the jar. Suppose you don't have a confidence it is deleting old jar or not. First say clean, it will delete target folder completely. First say clean, then package, it will delete target folder completely. And this one, how can I feel it is deleting target folder or not? I wantedly keep one dummy file here to get the feeling whether it is deleted or not. I'm wantedly keeping one dummy file there. I kept one dummy file. Me when clean and package. First it deletes the existing one, then creates a new jar file. Second time, it won't take much time. Did you notice it? It is not taking much time. Maybe it is trying to download things related to clean. Okay, build success. Now execute the application. 35 has come now. 35 has come. Right now, how many steps I have done? Number 1, modification. Number 2, command, Maven command. Number 3, execution. Instead of 5, only 3 steps I am doing. Yes. Instead of 5, how many steps I am remembering? 3. More importantly, compilation syntax, I need not to worry. Jar syntax, I need not to worry. Come on. Package names, I need not to worry. Are you understanding my point? Package name, we need not to worry. So it is simplifying the process are not there. In a small application, only this much advantage is there. Means think about big application where 100 to 100 operations are there in the build operation. Definitely lot of advantages will be there or not there. I hope I am succeeded comparing manual process and automated process. For the public demand, last time I am repeating. Suppose I have done modification through manual process. Modification, deleting old dot class file, recompilation by remembering syntax, repreparation of jar file, re-execution. Total 5 are there. Not only 5 are there, remembering syntaxes, remembering Java C-D, remembering jar file creation syntax, remembering package name while executing is a very complex process or not. But if you go for Maven, what's happening? Check it out. Suppose some is, okay, yes, here I will keep 30, 40. File save, modification happening. Clean, what is this? Clean package or only package also no problem. Clean package. So when I go for clean package, what happened? Let me prove that. Target is not having that one. Target is not having old file. Did you notice that? That means it is deleting target folder completely or not there. Next time it has not at all taken time because everything it is using from local repository. And as usually execution. How much you got? 65 you got. No sir, I don't want to pack. I just want to do cleaning. No problem. You can use only clean command also. Sir, how you are getting this command? How to get this command? Do I need to mug up? What is order of this command? All these things I will see when I say clean. When I say clean, no target folder. Did you notice this? Okay, after cleaning, you try to execute, you will get error saying that could not find this class name. Why? Clean has cleaned everything, right? Then what should I do? How should get that back? Clean package. Second time it won't take much time. Then execute. Okay, in a small application only this much difference is there means, okay, in a big application how much difference we can create, just think like that. Understanding? If compilation fails, you will get errors. On the command prompt, errors will come. Errors will come and target folder and subfolders will not be created. Arey, that's a common thing, Ra Babu. You can execute clean package separately also. Please, Ra Babu. Don't ask question by knowing answers. Please. Okay, boss. I hope you got a clarity now. Listen. Today I just introduce what is what. Okay, I hope everyone benefited. I hope I'm able to show somewhat benefit with Maven today. In a small application only, I have made you to realize some benefit is there, right? If you spend more time, you can feel more benefits. Don't come to one conclusion, this is Maven. No, what we learned in Maven is just to 20% of Maven. 80% of Maven is still left. So based on this, don't decide Maven is complex, Maven is easy, Maven is tough. Sir, how to remember those commands? No need of remembering commands. I will tell there is a procedure. So how to do the things which is Maven is not doing? I will talk tomorrow. There are so many questions are there in your brain. Tomorrow I am going to address them. Enjoyed my point? Yes. Yeah, through Eclipse also we can practice. I am going to see through Eclipse also. CLI. Some companies will work with Edit Plus kind of editors. So those people will want to get me Eclipse kind of IDE. For them, CLI. Some people will work with a Linux environment. Are you understanding my point there? Some people will work with Linux environment. They don't have IDEs. For them, CLI. CLI for those people who are not working with IDEs. Our Git PDF is already uploaded to group. Yes, 2000 plus for 2000 types of projects creation. But regularly used one are only two things. Quick start and what? Web app. Yes, today JDBC starts at 11:15. 11:15 because already we late here na. 11:15 I'll start the session. Thank you. Okay, I'll upload the paintbrush. Don't worry. I'll upload the paintbrush content, but don't worry.